Thanks everyone. I am Rishabh Sharma. I am a data scientist and a visual computing researcher from India. I work as a data scientist for Find Shopsons Retail Technologies Private Limited, and today I am presenting a research work AlphaNet, which is an attention-guided deep network for automatic image matching. In our research, we propose an end-to-end solution for automatic image matching. Our objective is to ease the complex process of foreground saliency detection in natural scenes without any human intervention. Our approach combines the processes of semantic segmentation and deep image matching into a single network to generate detailed semantic matches for image composition tasks. Our approach can be divided into two major phases that assimilates these two processes of segmentation and image matching. The first phase is the image segmentation phase, and which is followed by the matching phase. The image segmentation phase is pure based upon the deep network of DeepLab v3 plus, whereas the matching network is our own novel design, which is composed of an attention mechanism. The proposed matching phase unifies the function of upsampling and downsampling operators with the notion of attention. We also show in our research that how these attention-guided downsampling and upsampling in an encoder-decoder framework can extract high-quality boundary details, unlike other normal sampling, upsampling, and downsampling techniques. Image matching can be understood as a generalized version of green screen keying used for precise estimation of foreground opacities in an unconstrained setting. So image matching is a very important topic in both computer vision and computer graphics applications. Earlier approaches of image matching used to involve sparse matrices such as large kernel Laplacians, matching Laplacians, and their optimization. However, these methodologies of solving such linear systems proved to be time consuming and really unfavored by the users. To formulate a basic equation for image matching, we could actually look at this thing as through a compositional task. So given a background B and an foreground F and the alpha matching values alpha, we could create this equation which is shown on your screen, which compose this final image. So that these alpha values are the ones which are predicted by the deep matching network, which are then multiplied with the foreground, and their 1 minus alpha is then multiplied with the background pixel values. It's a point-to-point multiplication, and then there is an addition operation which finally compose the images. Image matching is the image matching methods are basically comprised into major three categories, which are propagation based, sampling based, and learning based. Nonetheless, both sampling and propagation based techniques are unable to provide satisfactory and completely automated results. Therefore, researchers have put their faith into the third method, which is the learning based method, which is used to solve these above linear systems through either a trimap based approach or a trimap-less approach. So the trimap based approaches make use of a segmentation map which comprises of three classes: the foreground, the background, and the unknown region, which are the trimap, which are the 0.5 values of the trimap. Whereas the other approach, which is solely based upon the RGB images, just input a 3-channel RGB image and predicts the final alpha matte. Our proposed method is the latter one, which is solely dependent on the RGB images, and it predicts the final alpha matte just based off the 3-channel RGB and not dependent upon any trimap or human intervention. So our proposal is a fully automated network for image segmentation matching, which can accurately segment out the salient foreground from general natural images such as COCO datasets. So our approach. The model which we constructed takes an RGB image as an input, and the input goes into a segmentation network, which is a DeepLab v3 plus network, which generates a binary segmentation mask for the salient objects in the foreground. The binary mask is then used to estimate the bounding box of the object which is detected, and the aspect ratio of this bounding box is fed to the erosion dilation layer along with the binary mask to create a trimap which comprises of three classes. The trimap generated in this process is coarse in nature and contains uncertain regions, which points out the region which are need to be solved by the matching network in order to predict a high precision alpha matte. The trimap is then concatenated with the RGB image and then it serves as an input to the matting network. The matting network is an attention guided model that estimates the alpha matte from the RGB image and the generated coarse trimap. The predicted alpha matte is then composed of the ground truth is then compared to the ground truth using different loss functions. The segmentation phase of AlphaNet. The segmentation network of AlphaNet comprises of a DPLA v3 plus encoder-decoder architecture with an additional erosion dilation layer at the end of the network to convert the binary output into a coarse trimap. The segmentation stage of our model could use any semantic segmentation model that produces a binary mask. In this case, we used a DPLA v3 plus architecture with a ResNet 18 backbone and pre-trained the network on supervisory dataset. The pre-training dataset consisted of approximately 5,700 images with 6,800 high-quality annotated person instances. There are some additional advantages of pre-training on the supervisory dataset as compared to other publicly available datasets. One of the major advantages is that keeping in mind that human segmentation is a critical task in case of natural scenes, therefore a network pre-trained on such high-quality semantic mask creates a robust initial checkpoint for training. The layer which follows the semantic segmentation network is the erosion dilation layer. The erosion dilation layer is used to estimate the trimap using the bounding box of the salient object and the binary segmentation mask. The trimap estimation takes the output of the segmentation model along with the additional derived information of the object bounding box. The trimap estimation phase makes an assumption that only the region near the mask boundaries requires further estimation by the image matting model. A certain region eroded and dilated from the object binary mask is marked to be the unknown region in the trimap with a pixel value of 0.5. Other pixels which are inside the mask are classified as foreground with a pixel value of 1, whereas the pixels which are outside are classified as the background with a pixel value of 0. The extent of erosion dilation layer is generally determined by the height and width of the bounding box. The height and width are calculated as you can see on the screen. However, there is a trade-off in adopting a lower or a higher erosion dilation rate. In a research observation, when the true object boundary and the mask boundary are near, a small erosion dilation rate is sufficient to cover the refinement region. But in some cases, when an object mask has errors along the boundaries, a large erosion dilation rate tends to recover better and larger uncertainty region in the trimap. The phase that follows the first phase is the matting phase. So in our work to make the matting model, we utilized a MobileNet v2 architecture. We built the MobileNet v2 encoder decoder with an additional attention module to guide the upsampling and downsampling operators, which compensates the utility of refinement block in the research work like deep image matting by Adobe. Using MobileNet v2 gives us an inference time speed up on a CPU as compared to other heavy backbones. AlphaNet's matting phase follows a simple encoder decoder paradigm with an attention module attached to the pooling and unpooling layers. The pooling and the unpooling layers follows a common configuration of a 2x2 kernel with 2 stride. At the core of our network is the attention module, which we will discuss in upcoming slides. The attention module ingests the feature maps from the encoder branch and then generates an attention map to guide the downsampling and upsampling operations. In this research, we also investigate alternative ways for context encoding and low-level feature fusion. But due to the lack of any substantial conclusion, we skip sharing the metrics for the same. The evaluation metric which we use to evaluate our models, we evaluated our models on 4 metrics. The first one is the mean squared error or the MSE. The second is the sum of absolute differences. We also use 2 perceptually motivated evaluation metrics. One is the connectivity error and another is the gradient error. So what mean squared error is, mean squared and the sum of absolute difference are directly correlated to the training objective, whereas the connectivity and the gradient error, as mentioned earlier, are more of perceptually motivated metrics. To calculate these metrics, we normalize the ground truth and predicted alpha to a range of 0 to 1. Also, unlike other similar works, our metrics are calculated over the entire image instead of the unknown regions, followed by a basic average by the number of pixels. The attention model which we used. The proposed attention model which we used models the attention map as a function of the encoder feature maps. The module generates two attention maps for upsampling and downsampling operator respectively. The attention map has the same spatial dimensions as the input feature map, but just one channel containing the specific attention weightage, which could be termed as A for every index I in a feature map F. So the chosen range for A is actually between 0 and 1 hard brackets, and this range helps in smooth optimization and better convergence. The attention block is followed by two normalization layers that are responsible for normalizing the attention map for encoded and decoded differently. The attention map for the encoder is first normalized by a sigmoid function, which is then followed by another normalization by a softmax function. However, the normalization of the encoder attention map ensures the magnitude and the consistency of the feature maps post downsampling also. The decoder attention map only gets normalized by a sigmoid function. Once the attention maps are normalized, they are fed to the encoder and decoder pooling and unpooling operators respectively. This attention map just not only helps in better modeling of finer details, but has actually improved the modeling of boundary details also. So now let's talk about the data on which we trained our network. We trained a model on a self-curated, large-scale, high-quality image matching dataset, emphasized majorly on human portraits, fashion accessories, and some other strongly medium and less transparent objects. Our data domain is generally e-commerce, which the categories of the three things which mentioned, which the strongly medium and little transparent objects, can be studied in more details in the alphamating.com CPR 2009 paper, which shows you what are highly transparent, strongly transparent, and medium transparent and little transparent objects are. Our dataset comprises approximately 25,000 training images and 1500 testing images. It is important to note that only a fraction of the mentioned number of the images are unique foregrounds, and the total amount of images were upsampled through the image composition from MS COCO dataset to reach the mentioned number. We evaluate a method on a test set made by our own curated dataset and the Adobe image matching test set. It is also important to note that our dataset has samples from sensitive commercial sources, because of which it cannot be open sourced. So the loss function, so for training a network using a supervised method, we need a training signal which actually gives a very in-depth details of what the network is learning. So for pre-training the segmentation network, we used a combination of a focal and a dice loss, whereas for pre-training the matting net, we use a compositional and alpha prediction loss. So the compositional loss can be understood as the absolute difference between the predicted alpha compositional image and the ground truth compositional image, whereas the alpha prediction loss can be defined as the absolute difference between the predicted alpha and the ground truth alpha. The overall loss is then calculated according to the following equation as mentioned on your screen. The value of the gamma parameter in our case is 0.5, which actually the gamma parameter is majorly there to control the weightage of alpha prediction loss and the compositional loss and the final loss. Unlike other similar works which actually computes this loss over only the unknown regions, in our training regime we computed the loss over the complete image rather than just the unknown regions. So let's talk about the results. So we compared our method to both trimap dependent and trimap independent approaches. We compared our method to some of the state of the art networks of both trimap dependent and trimap independent, and as you can see on the screen, the results are there. So as you can see in the results, the modeling of some very fine details of like hair and like yoga postures is actually modeled really correctly by a model as compared to other state-of-the-art methods which are presently there. we could see that comparing both to trimap dependent and trimap independent approaches, our methods was gives comparably neat results in both cases. Now let's discuss about the model which we have deployed. So our research is deployed in production with a high-speed CPU optimized inferencing, and you can try our model out for free at erase.bg. The future scope of a model includes a single phase process for AlphaMate, edge deployable model, and a temporal data handling with recurrent models, which is generally used for video. So our method, as you can see in the results section, our method shows comparable results to trimap dependent models like DIM on some selective public datasets, whereas comparing them on random internet images, our model easily outperforms DIM and LFM and other state-of-the-art methods. Thank you.